Last night during market open, UJ made a massive move in towards the upside. Also, gold on market open made a massive drop in towards the downside. So a lot happened last night. There's a new week, new opportunities. Let's dive right in. Today I want to start off with the DXY. This is because this is my main pair that I watch for any other positions. So last week what we discussed is that I either wanted to see a break above this high and then a retracement to enter more longs on the dollar, or we could go back down, retrace a little bit up, and then go further down towards that yearly open together with this liquidity and then wait for a change of character. As of now, it is for me a bit unclear because there are a lot of gaps. So last week, Tuesday night, we saw this massive gap in towards the downside. And now last night, we opened with a smaller gap in towards the upside. So for me, the DXY is going to be a bit of a waiting game for now. Not really clear structure that we can trade from. Then we go straight into EU. EU is a bit more clear for me. We took out liquidity over here. We retraced back up towards the yearly open once again. Last week, Friday, that's over here, we saw a push up in towards the upside. Then we have some ascending price action here. So if we can break below this demand zone, then we have a change of character over here. And I would be happy to look for some shorts on EU, meaning that the dollar continues back in towards the upside. But as of now, I've placed a alert over here, and I'm going to wait for either market to continue up higher to touch that yearly open together with the 0.5 fib, or we break in towards the downside, creating a supply zone over here. Then this would become the supply zone, the 4-hour bearish chain, and then inside of here I would be looking for a retracement to enter shorts with our stop loss above this high. Then we have GU. GU is still a bit more unclear as of now. We are in a range over here. This is just sideways price action. So I don't want to trade that. Preferably what would happen is that we push one more time above these highs, because there were sellers coming into the market here. They are still safe and in their sells. So if we can swipe this high and then break down, I would be happy to look for more shorts. But for now, not much going on GU for me. Then we have NU. Let's watch the daily. We did retrace up back into supply here. Then last week on Thursday, we broke above the high one more time. Now we have in fact broken this supply zone, or this demand zone that was pushing price higher. So let's see if we can get maybe more confirmation here on the lower time frame. We can continue back down lower, maybe take out this over here and then continue down lower. But there are more beautiful pairs to trade as of right now. So my focus won't be on NU as much as it will be on AU. Then we have AU, and AU is way clearer for me. The only thing that I am watching for now is that this high is still something interesting that we can trade towards. So that's what I keep in mind currently. But if we look at the structure that has formed over here, we retraced back into premium. We broke down over here. We swiped everyone that got selling over here. So this is a strong high, even though these descending highs are still open here. Then what happened is that we broke in towards the downside, but this happened with last night's open, so it's not that strong. But we can say there is a 4-hour supply zone created over here. and that if we can retrace back into here, maybe the daily weekly open, and then see confirmation that price wants to head down lower, we can get into a short. But it would also be nice if we just swipe these lows and that we can continue up from here a little bit higher towards these highs here. If we can take them out and then show a change of character, that would be even more perfect. So for now, I'm going to wait. Most of the times on Monday, I do still wait to let the market rearrange everything that happened in the weekend, and to give me some clearer structure in towards the direction it wants to head. And then we have USD CAD. USD CAD came back into this supply zone. We took out with the open of last night the liquidity that was situated over here that I talked about earlier. There are, in my opinion, still better pairs to trade than USD CAD. It kind of depends on what the DXY wants to do, because if we do want to retrace back down a little bit lower towards that yearly open on the DXY, then it is smart and good to look for sells on USD CAD. But it's not the most clear pair, because we are swing bearish on the daily. On the weekly though, we are still swing bullish. So these time frames do not completely align. Then now on the daily, if we look, we are back into premium, swiped some liquidity, and now we broke down on the 4 hour, creating some supply chain. So let's see what DXY gives us. If this can indeed create some structure, so maybe something like this, then break down, we can continue down lower towards this yearly open together with DXY, then retracing down lower, and otherwise this will just continue up higher from here. But it's against the immediate swing structure that has formed here with on the daily time frame. So also USD CAD is a bit on the sideline for me, and there are better pairs to trade. Then we have UJ. UJ last night opened from here towards here up into the highs. So this position, let's hide this one. This position is still running in profit rather nice. Currently we are at max. We were at 1.6, and now we are at 1.3 or 35. So almost headed towards TP, and I'll just write this one out. I was looking for a short last week from this zone over here to continue back down lower, but the Japanese yen is really bearish. So together with the uncertainty in the Middle East driving the dollar up currently, I was happy to follow my plan, and what we could see is that we were bullish between this low and this high. We retraced back into discount, we took out a lot of liquidity, and then on the 1 hour we started to form some nice order flow. So then on the 4 hour, I saw this bearish candle. I placed my limit order over there with the stop loss underneath the safe low, and just a predefined 1 to 2 risk to reward. So let's see where this ends. Then the last of the dollar pairs, we have USD CHF. What we can also see is that we are bullish over here. We were bullish between this low and this high. Now we have taken out a lot of the liquidity situated over here. We are in discount, and we broke 4 hour structure in towards the upside. But once again, that happened with the opening gap. So let's see what we can do. If DXY decides to head up higher, I would be happy to look for some longs on USD CHF as well. And there is really beautiful structure forming. But because we opened with on Monday, like last night, with this huge gap, and because I watch Forex.com, there is no gap because it shows a candle, but there is a gap over here. Let's see if we can maybe take out this low over here and then have some structure form to continue back in towards the highs, and then of course together with DXY moving up. Then we have the yen. The yen broke the low last week. Did we though? Yeah, we swiped the low over here on Friday evening, and now we are continuing down lower. The only thing is that after a break of structure, we can expect a retracement. So let's see where this will go before it's going to retrace back up. As of now, I think it's going to drop a little bit further, so I'm not touching this, and I'm waiting for some more clearer structure to form. Then we have your JPY. We broke once again, or we swiped the highs over here, but we are going to break it with a candle close. Then it means that we have new structure forming. Over here, this was indeed a fractal break on the daily. On the 4 hour, it was a swing break up. So now we are bullish between this low and this high. If we then draw it out like this, we do want to see some kind of retracement back down lower to be able to enter some more longs. For that, we look at liquidity. So there's liquidity over here, there's liquidity over here, there's liquidity over here, over here. So we need to retrace back down to either one of these lows, maybe the yearly open or the 0.5. Wait for a change of character and trade it back in towards the highs. But for that, of course, the yen needs to retrace up back higher. And as I just discussed, after a break of structure to the downside, we can expect a retracement back up. So let's see what opportunities will come in the coming week or weeks. GBP JPY also continued up way higher with that falling yen. We didn't take out any liquidity. What happened here is that we had a demand zone over here, a really small demand zone. But as of now, this is pushing price up higher. And I think we can trade towards at least this high over here. So let's see what will happen. Afterwards, we just wait for, once again, a retracement down lower. Maybe if the price develops like this, we can even look for a short in towards one of these liquidity lows and back into discount. But it would be counter trend, so I don't know if I will do so. But if the opportunity is there, of course, I will take it. For now, GJ is a waiting game once again. Then AJ retraced back down lower into this demand zone last night with the open. Didn't take out any liquidity. Yeah, maybe over here, but this is nothing. Once again, this is a gap. I had marked out some liquidity last week over here, over here, over here. I need to see a retracement of some kind and then a liquidation event of some kind, maybe like this, and then confirmation that we can head up back up higher. So for now, waiting on a liquidation event. NZD JPY also didn't take out any liquidity, just continues up higher. It did connect back into this demand zone over here, but for me, this is just liquidity situated over here. Also, we swiped these highs with the open last night, but that's not really strong. So maybe swipe that one more time and then break in towards the downside to take out some liquidity over here before continuing up higher. CAD JPY, talked about this pair last week quite some time, but I didn't take the position because I wasn't really certain enough, and this is something I can learn from. we break down, we swipe a lot of liquidity over here. This liquidity gets taken out. Then eventually we break bullish onto the 4 hour. So as I said in last week's market outlook, if we break over here, we want to retrace to this liquidity over here, maybe the yearly or monthly open, and then wait for a confirmation in towards the upside. But then once again, I wanted to wait for the 4 hour to confirm that we wanted to head up higher, but that was situated all the way over here. You can see that the yearly and monthly open are really, really strong. Price just bounces right off in towards the highs. Then on the 1 hour, there was a plan that I wanted to see the first fractal break, the second one, and then enter on the fractal low of that move, but we never came back down. So this can of course still happen if the yen decided to retrace back down higher. So I'm going to just monitor this to take out some of the liquidity here, because there is a lot of liquidity that was not taken out in this move. We can also say that on the 1 hour we have a break of structure over here. If that's the case, then we have a swing structure over here, and then it would be in the discount zone of the 1 hour swing as well. So let's wait. Let's wait and see. Preferably we see a move down and then a change of character up to just trade up further in towards the highs. CHF JPY, also something I did miss a position on because it did not really give me anything. As of now, we came back into discount on the daily time frame. On the 4 hour we break up here, so we're bullish between this high and this low, back into discount, taking out a lot of liquidity, almost all liquidity, like this got all taken. Then we break up, but we don't come back. We do make some kind of order flow, but this over here was a bit of a zone that's too big for me to trade. Didn't want this big of a stop loss, so I waited for more confirmation. From here, break, then maybe down towards this liquidity over here, then a change of character. But as you can see, price just continued up higher. So for now, it's also waiting on a retracement for me. Last but not least, as always, we have gold. And gold, as I told last week, broke 4 hour fractal bullish here, so we could expect a retracement down lower. We didn't get it though. So on the 1 hour, I looked at this as a break up. Then we had some liquidity situated over here because this there was no liquidity in this move. We did retrace back down. We didn't touch this demand zone, so this was even more liquidity. We started to break up in towards the highs. I wanted to see this get taken out at least, together with this monthly open, as I've made the drawing over here, by the way. I made this already last week. So I waited for this liquidity to go together with monthly open, and this liquidity, it's a really, really strong play to look for a continuation up in towards the upside. But as of now, there is not a lot of structure to trade from, and I don't want to go into the 15 minutes. So on the 1 hour, I need some kind of structure forming. So maybe a move down, then a move up, and then I am happy to look for a long from here with our stop loss underneath here. But for now, I want to wait a bit more. I rather wait a bit longer for more confirmation than to waste another loss or to waste another win, because I am certain that it's going up higher, but we need to time the momentum right. So that's it for today. There are a lot of opportunities, in my opinion, coming next week and maybe even the weeks after. But for now, we're going to wait. As I said earlier in this video, Monday for me is most of the time a day where I analyze the market and just let it do its thing. And then from Tuesday on, it's action time. So let's see what we can get tomorrow. I hope I can see you all there. Bye.